that two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
All right, welcome in. It is Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate you guys all locking in with us. We've got a huge show. You guys already know Patrick Kane is on the TV. Look at that. Patrick Kane is on the TV right now, fellas. We've got Detroit Lions. We've got Michigan football. We've got a full show for you guys here today. Broder, our own, was in Allen Park today, spoke with Lamont St. Brown, spoke with Ben Johnson, spoke with Aaron Glenn. Jared Goff, maybe?
J-Mo had himself a day.
Hey, we've got a lot for you guys that other shows didn't have today because we have the Detroit Lions beat reporter, Matt Broder. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. It was fun down in Allen Park today. A lot going on headed into the Chicago Bears game. This is a big weekend. And we got, even down there, everyone was talking about Patrick Kane, talking about this Red Wings game tonight. Dare I say they were also talking about the Pistons and what's going on with them. It kind of feels nice that the Tigers are off for the winter. Yeah. We get a little distance from we can get them back in a couple months.
Real quick too with the Tiger stuff. Erod.
Dude.
Should I say it? Should I just throw my normal tag out there?
Send it.
Scumbag. Absolute scumbag that man is.
Los Angeles a little too far. You know, Phoenix.
What's the drive? Couple hours?
Yeah, I think the family's a little cooler with Phoenix, I guess. 5 hours east.
I mean, when you were going to get traded for, 2 months, if not even that much? Like, what are we doing here?
To go get going a Super Bowl, a World Series run with the LA Dodgers? Come on.
Brutal.
What are we doing here?
Dodgers stack system as well. We would have got something good. All I got to say about Erod,
that motherfucker back there is not real.
Thank you,
not
Nick.
real.
That's right.
That dude is not real at all.
News.
We've got a packed house here. We got Jalen, as always, in the TD booth. Jalen, how are we feeling today?
I'm all right.
Doing good. Your chair's so low over here. I barely can see you.
Technical difficulties with the chair. I'll fix it though.
Drive slow, homie.
Yeah, I can't drive anywhere with this chair.
Whatever. I don't know what that means, but let's go. We've got Nick in the sound booth. Nick!
Let's go. Patty
Kane
Kane debut. You know we got to wrap it as always. I was down at LCA trying to grab some interviews for the people. The people weren't really with it. So no excuses. Didn't get the job done.
Keep the camera on Nick real quick. You guys see Travis there in the shot. Travis is sitting on the show.
Travis!
He's our new social media. He's going to be working with social media and helping the boys out with that. So shout out to Travis.
Let's go.
He's going to be locked in. He's also he's one of Lucas's old buddies, so he's a Toledo guy as well. Shout out.
Travis, are you a ball knower? I know you don't have a mic on you, so I'll deliver your answer. Just nod yes. Yes. Ball knower.
Ball knower.
We got a ball knower.
How many sport ball knower? How many sports?
A couple.
All of them.
Yeah.
3 or 4. He's a ball knower. Let's go. All right. We've got a lot here. I'm going to go over the rundown here for you guys. We obviously have trending topics here at 8 o'clock. 8:15. Detroit Lions injury update. There's not much out of that, but there are a few kind of announcements with guys coming back soon. The coordinators, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, both spoke to the media today. I have a couple things I want to pick on here with that, and something that kind of bothered me when it came to the defensive side there with AG. So we're going to play a couple videos at 8:15. You guys might not have seen yet.
Scintillating.
8:30. I don't know what that's a big word. That's a big word. 8:30 Lions versus Bears. We're going to dive back into that a little bit before our kind of pregame show tomorrow. 8:45 Jared Goff. He did speak with the media yesterday, and I put this segment in early today because I wanted to talk about it, and the heavyweights did it. But I'm like, you know what? We're going to do it the same way the heavyweights did, except we're going to flip it and do it in a better way.
Flip-flop.
We're going to flip-flop it, and we're going to talk about it in the positives. Jared Goff playing in cold weather. He spoke about it. Ben Johnson spoke about the cold weather and playing in bad weather as well. So we're going to talk about that at 8:45. 9 o'clock, we're going to go through some player props. Booner Bet segment. I have some player props for the boys. We can pick up and down on those for the Detroit Lions game. 9:15, this is a fun one. Top 5 Thursday.
This is great.
Guess what this week's Top 5 Thursday is? Best Dan Campbell moments.
MCDC.
Best Dan Campbell moments. I think I have my top 5, and then
I'm going to react to yours.
We're just going to react to mine, and we'll talk
thanks for
about
getting me hard, JB.
When we were building them, we had some similar ones there. So we're just going to talk about Booner's top 5.
Love it. 9:30, Jim Harbaugh, the extension. Oh, very overdue. We're going to have that conversation. 9:40, Ben Johnson to the Carolina Panthers. We're going to talk about that in the 9:50 mailbag. But
BUT.
let's get this show started here. Thursday Night Football. You guys are probably watching that and watching us. Maybe we might actually have more viewers here today because of the Thursday Night Football
It's
game.
an ugly one.
People don't want to watch that game.
Before you even open it up, I'm gonna hit you with the question Eduardo O'Neill posted in the chat. Over under 20 total punts tonight.
Oh, 20 is a lot.
That's a lot of punts.
I'm going to go under, but that's a lot of points.
Yeah, I had to think about it there for a second because it's going to be ugly.
I keep telling the boys in here, I think it's the lowest total ever in NFL. I think I could be wrong on that. I might just man up and go take that over.
I think I forget how to present this stat, but like the Patriots in their last 3 games, they've lost having scored less than 10. The Patriots' offense has been historically bad. The Steelers hasn't been much better. I think they're without Kenny Pickett.
No Kenny Pickett.
No Kenny
Mitch
Pickett.
Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky.
The Lions know a lot about
Former
him.
Bears great.
Pro Bowler.
Bears week.
It is. I don't know if we want to do picks in this game. It's so bad.
Let's do it.
Do you guys want to?
Send
Do
it,
the
Booner.
chat? All right, let's do some picks
Yeah.
then. I'll start us off. Just give me the over, 30.5. Why not?
That's over for this game?
Yeah, why not? I'm not going to pick a side. We don't need to pick a side, do we? For our,
I thought for our pick segment.
side.
I
Pick
guess
a
I
side.
will.
Are we going to do it for a pick segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
Give me the Steelers then. I don't know. Give me the Steelers just because of TJ Watt. That's my guy.
It's in Pittsburgh?
Yes, I believe so. I believe. I can double check for you.
I'm going to go Steelers too. Steelers.
Steelers. Nick, where are you going?
Over, under, and Steelers. Do all your...
I am going with the under. It's like we're watching
course.
the Iowa Hawkeyes
course.
on Thursday night. I'm going against Booner with this one and the Steelers. Give me the Steelers.
3 for the Steel show.
and the under. About to place it right now when it gets live.
I don't know who the quarterback is for the Patriots, so I'm going with the Steelers, bro.
Steelers all around the room.
Is it Bailey Zappi? Is that his name?
It may be.
Maybe a mix of him, a little bit of Mac Jones.
Robert Kraft, I don't give a damn.
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Did you say Robert Kraft is going to play quarterback?
Shit, might as well. Couldn't be no worse.
He might be able to score more than 3 points.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun game,
Yep.
though. And it's on Amazon, so we're not going to be able to watch it here in the studio.
Booner, I love your sweater.
Thank you. You guys like this? This is
Booner
Check that out.
rapping.
my new little sweater here, eh?
What do you guys think of our
Little
Red
upper
Wings
deck,
love
yeah?
tonight? We had to show love to it. Did you score?
They did not, but Booner scored himself a new sweater.
Oh, got you.
Let's go.
Dude,
That sweater's making me precipitate.
You're on your way for a suspension, Nick.
Yeah, suspended.
What? Really? For saying you scored a new sweater?
The siren in the middle of a Red Wings game. We can't do that. I thought Patrick Kane had his first one.
I saw him get a shot on goal.
Candy cane.
He did get a shot on goal. Hey, did you guys see the CD Do stuff?
His little
He put a
teaser on
post.
IG?
Yeah, I don't have the post or anything. I didn't put it in there because it was kind of longer, and there was no way I could
she
get it. I
said.
couldn't figure it out. But he did put a post up, and it was like a video, and he was typing some stuff out and said, "You guys better be ready." And then at the very end, he typed out December 20th.
Yes.
Stay tuned or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a thing? Is he?
Well, he's teased December 20th
Couple times. Is
a
that his-
week ago, about a week ago. But this one, December 20th, that was set him up for that Vikings game on the 24th.
I want to ask you this though, because I saw some
Pose
comments.
it.
Is it the game? Is it him playing, or is it his music release?
SOG CD coming in with not a debut album, another album, a Christmas album maybe?
I'm serious. Is
That'd
it?
be hard.
That
too,
would be hard, a
probably.
CD Deuce Christmas album. I don't know. Yeah, it is a weird date like to throw out there. Like, why not say the Vikings game?
I don't know. And it's like a Wednesday, I think, the December 20th.
I didn't even think about
It's just
that.
like a random day in the week, and it's not like
It
Is it
has to be something music.
That's what I'm
If it's
thinking.
a Wednesday, because nothing happens on Wednesday.
and it's like you would. December
Is his
20th is his
birthday?
birthday? You're kidding. It's music for sure then.
Travis breaking out the facts here.
Travis said
He's
it's
gonna
his birthday.
do a tape on his birthday. Watch.
Dang. All right. A lot of people, everyone in the comments were like, "Let's go!" Like, welcome back! Like, everything.
Find this.
I would love CD to come back. He will be back for the playoffs, right? We can guarantee that.
Well, I don't know about
Broder,
guarantee, but
come
yes,
on.
that is very, very likely.
Give the people what they want.
Travis is on his game. Born December 20th, 1997.
Okay, so maybe he's just
In
saying,
Cocoa,
"Stay
Florida.
tuned." I'm turning 31. I don't know.
Trav knows
We
ball.
26.
26. I'm older than.
Yeah, CD. That's what
I'm
people
older
get.
than CD Deuce.
He's been in the league a lot. It feels like he's been in
Wow.
the league for a decade. He's 26 years old.
Man.
This man is a young man. He's a very good football player, too.
That's
this
tough,
defense
man.
needs him, to be honest with you. James Houston might be returning also before the end of the year. That's the goal, at least. That's what he said he's shooting for before the playoffs. So we'll see.
Which that's huge, too.
Yes, both those additions
and
in different ways are huge.
When he did say he was going to return, he did meant, like, it seems like he's like, hey, I'm ready to go. This isn't like I'm returning, I'm going to slowly get back. Like, no, like, I'm going to make sure when I return, I am full go. I'm going to make sure I make an impact on this football game, which that's what I'm – same with CD. Like, I want you to come back ready to go because it's the playoffs at that point.
Yeah.
Whether if you come back week 17, you're playing Dallas on the road. That's a playoff game. And then that's just basically what they're coming
Playoffs,
into.
you need that edge. The intangibles come out in the playoffs. You need your tough offensive line, but you also just need that extra juice that CD Deuce brings. That rhymed. And I mean that seriously. Like, he adds an extra element to this team, to the entire team, that they've been good without him, but he can kick that baby up a notch.
Yeah, 100%. He was the vocal leader of that team.
Oh, yeah.
Before he went down. Last thing here before we get into break and we get into this injury stuff and the coordinators talking. And shout out, actually, I think Travis made this graphic. Jalen, can you throw the graphic up with Isaiah Buggs? We keep getting these questions on the show every time we do mailbag and all these different things. We keep getting these questions like, what's going on with Buggs? Here's the answer. Dan Campbell basically came out in the press conference and said, we just need guys to be reliable, dependable, be consistent, and just do your job. And that was kind of the conversations when people kept asking him about Buggs. Like, why isn't Buggs playing? Why is Buggs only here once every couple of weeks? That was the answer he kind of came out with, was the guys that are going to be on the field are going to be the most consistent, the reliable, and dependable guys, because that's what you want. Like, if you're going to play in an NFL game, you don't want someone that's not reliable, and that just seems like what has been going on with Isaiah Buggs.
Yeah,
I feel like the reason I saw we posted this, and I feel like the last 2 days, a lot of the chat and a lot of questions and conversations on Twitter have been, what's going on with Isaiah Buggs? And I don't think it's anything with like bad, like whether it's physical or whatever it's going. I think it's just other guys are being more reliable right now.
Yeah,
he's being outplayed.
And they take that stuff like extra seriously. We see it on the offensive end with Jamison Williams, them wanting to get his reps, making sure that we use the word trust a lot, and to me it kind of lended itself towards the Jared Goff-Jamo relationship, but really it's that Ben Johnson knowing that when he's out there, he's going to run the exact route that he needs to, because there's so many things that play off what each one does on defense, especially on the defensive line. It's the same thing too. When AG's trying to scheme, when he's trying to figure out how to get the most out of this defensive line, if he can't rely on somebody, and I really don't know how off Buggs has been or how
goal,
undependable.
Literally right off the tip, right off the.
Who was it?
I don't even know. I couldn't see.
1-0. Number 24. Who's number 24?
Nick, are you okay in there? Buggs.
Yeah, I don't want to give you the wrong name here. What looks like
Costin. Let's go, baby.
Huge. Real quick too, Justin Fan said in there, too fat, too lazy. I don't think that's the case whatsoever, his weight or in shape, because Broder mentioned a week ago that he sees him around the building.
He's fine.
And he's in shape. Like, he looks fine. He's he's in fine shape. I think it literally just comes down to other guys throughout the last few months have been way more consistent, and basically all it comes, I think, short in terms, he's being outplayed.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Which is hard. I think it's hard for people to grasp. It's hard for me to grasp, and it's no offense to Benito Jones and Quentin Bohanna. Buggs is supposed to be that guy. They signed him for a 2-year extension.
And he had a huge
to
year
be
last
this
year,
exact role next to Ali McNeil. So it's still a puzzling scenario, even if it is this stuff. But what are you going to do? We just need guys to step up. This defensive line needs guys to step up.
That's going to be whether or not they go and compete in the playoffs.
Yeah,
if
and maybe
guys step up, that's what's going to happen.
Maybe Tyson Alualu, former teammate of Buggs, can bring a little something out of him. Who knows?
So, man.
We'll
All right,
see.
Let's go to break. I'm going to tell you guys first before Nick tells us. I'm going to tell you guys about Woodward in Maine. Make sure you guys tune in. That is our Woodward Sports Lions Insider
It's a great show.
Hosted by Gabrielle D. Phillips, our own Matt Broder, and Detroit legend Terry Foster. Tuesdays from 7 to 8 a.m. and Sundays 8 to 9 a.m. They will be live this Sunday at 8 a.m. Make sure you guys tune in for all of your guys' Detroit Lions Insider information here from Woodward Sports on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And Nick.
And if you want somewhere to go to eat breakfast after you watch it, check out Big Boy. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the Neil Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. How about breakfast? The sub potato pancakes are back. The classic lumberjack or Santa Fe Garden Also, new apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. Top it all off with the new gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop by our local Big Boy today.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
All right, let's talk about it. It is Outdoor Equipment Company, official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. They are Michigan-grown, family-owned. Bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, and even weed whippers. Liberty trailers, Generac generators, Snow X plows, and salters. Outdoor Equipment Co., they have it all. You could buy it, you could rent it, 0% financing, delivery right to your doorstep. That is at OutdoorEquipCo.com. All right. We are back. Welcome back in Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you guys are on the YouTube watching us, make sure you guys hit that like button for us. Let's get up to 50 here before the end of this next segment here. Everyone just take a second to do that. Broder,
Booner.
Injury updates from practice today.
Yes.
I think when I looked at the update, it was the exact same from yesterday.
Looking nice and crispy.
Exact same.
Yes. Frank Ragnow is out today. Still to be determined for Sunday. I don't know if the optimism is if in playing in Sunday's games going down a little bit, but still, it should be optimistic that he doesn't have a serious injury, and whether he misses this game or not, which is a big game, a big game for him. We're going to need to control that line of scrimmage. The fact that he can probably come back for the remainder of the season is what we're all looking for.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be upset or worried. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be worried really if Frank's out for this game.
You would be worried?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Let the man rest. We know what he's been through with his toe and all these different things. If he has an injury and something serious going, dude, just sit out. We'll take you in a couple.
Give him a spa day. Let him just hang out.
Relax. We know what he is. We know he's been in his career. He's been banged up a lot. When this comes down, you have the luxury to have Graham Glasgow move over and have a reliable piece.
Yes.
If you didn't have that reliable piece, maybe it would be like, okay, maybe we need to kind of figure something out to get you back.
Yeah.
But to me, it's, hey, dude, just sit out for the week.
Yeah, and they've been treating these injuries pretty conservatively all season.
Yeah.
So I imagine if he's not 100%, I sort of doubt he would play, even though he is the type of guy. I don't want to say that'd be Ragnow's decision. He's the type of guy that would play at 50%. But I think they probably make a conscious effort to keep him out if he's not 100% back. But we said the run game for the Lions, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, it's going to be an important part of this game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. And when we get into here at 8:30, we're going to kind of talk about this matchup and Ben Johnson even spoke about it a little bit, and we'll play that right. Yeah, we could play it right now. The Ben Johnson one, he kind of is just talking about the defense, stopping the run. I don't think you guys and we're going to talk about it next segment, but this was one of the better run defenses in the NFL.
I think they're number one in the NFL right now.
So they've dominated, and that's kind of how you need to win this game because of the rain, the cold weather. That's how you kind of have set Jared Goff up all year long is the run game. So here's Ben Ben gave the flowers to this Bears defense. Here's him talking about that.
On defense, what sort of challenge?
They stop the run. They are extremely sound Their head coach is very detailed. You can tell that he stresses the fundamentals and he stresses play style. They are relentless. They pursue. They're very disciplined. And so when you combine that with a sound scheme, it makes it very difficult to run the ball. He was a good run defense when he was in Indy, and that's really carried over now to Chicago. They've got some good talent all across the ball up front. They've got some guys playing better than maybe what you might not have heard their names before, but these defensive tackles, they are stout at the point of attack. Obviously, they added another pass rusher in Sweat, but he's a good run defender as well.
All right. You heard it there. He gives kind of the props there to this team. And we saw it as well 2 weeks ago when we played them that's exactly kind of what this team does is they stop the run. This defense is no joke.
No.
Going into tomorrow. And Ben Johnson spoke on it there a little bit, Broder. So.
And he continued to say their secondary, too. It's a bunch of young guys who are actually playing well. You got Jaquan Brisker, Tyreek Stevenson, Jalen Johnson, who's their one other cornerback.
Yep.
I'm blanking on his name, but their secondary, they haven't played well all season, but they're playing pretty good now, and they're young, they're hungry. It's a talented secondary, despite them being low in the rankings.
And I want to flip to the other side here, Broder, because this is the segment where I got a ton of I had 3 or 4 clips from this press conference today with AG and Ben. Can we just flip to AG for a couple seconds here? Is what's been the one thing on this defense that's been an issue is that they have, and what actually the Hutch question yesterday, where Hutch paused and we were like, dude, what are you doing? Do you remember that? Another goal!
Boy!
Who was this time?
We got 2 back-to-back. Andrew Kopp with 1, and Kim
3?
Costin, I think, or was it Rass?
How'd they just get to
Wing-
3?
Wings
Yeah,
above
we just
them.
got Rass with 1, and
I think it was like
Costin,
a-
Rass, and I believe,
I think it was
Costin and Rass is what I
a
got.
2-for-1. I think
They
they
did
said
a little Holmstrom.
they said next goal counts as 2, and the White Wings scored it.
No, I was just waiting for you guys. You guys were cooking.
Is there a mercy rule?
Well, don't come on, Broder, don't jinx it.
What,
Nick's
dude? You
jinxed-
just channel his inner
Nick's
Holmstrom.
jinxed a couple games already this year. We don't need another person jinxing games.
Candy caner.
You did jinx a game earlier this year. You said there was the goal. You reacted. And there was no goal, and they lost. So you have done it once this year. All right. Back to Lions here.
Yes.
AG.
That defense,
The defense. And Hutch said it yesterday, is putting these games back or full games together. That's been an issue. Like this last week versus Saints, first half, pretty good. Second half, you give up what? Last 3 quarters, 28 points, but second half, it was basically majority then. So that's where AG's like, we need to put things together. Someone today, and I don't know who it was in the room, Broder, you would probably know, asked AG in regards to these adjustments. And that's been a huge thing, I think, regarding this defense, is finding a way to make adjustments. I think a lot of people, you in the chat, you could probably agree, like, what's going on? Why are we making adjustments, but other teams are? And you're sitting here just, it feels like, looking around and not doing anything. And AG actually, he spoke about it here. And I have a comment after this video here, him talking about the buzzword adjustment, all these things. I have something to say about AG after this. So here's AG real quick.
Gotcha, 1 second. Let's see.
Rosenberger. One more.
Totality, you look at the overall defense, man, there's really the same core that's been here. And you look at us last year at this time, man, we were not a good defense. I think we were ranked last in a lot of different categories. And you look at it now with really the same core, I mean, these guys have improved. And that's the one thing I don't think people really take a look at is, man, Max having his best year, I would think. I do think Hutch is having a good year. The thing is, there's been so much attention to him that he hasn't had a chance to get the sacks that he's wanted to give. Those things will come for him. You look at Alex, I think Alex is having the best year of his career. So this time last year, when it comes to yards, when it comes to rush, when it comes to, man, we were not good last year. But this year, man, things have changed. So I think we got to give credit to those guys. And we don't hear that enough. I think that's really funny that that's always the buzzword of adjustments. And I kind of laugh at it because it just shows that how people just don't have a clue. I mean, we're winning and we're doing a really good job. And what are you changing?
I think it's a counter to, I mean, they're probably adjusting, right? And so.
And you have to see if they're going to adjust.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they make plays, you know, and we didn't make plays we should have made. when you have key plays in a game that's causing some issues, to me, that's where you try to make sure you make those adjustments. And sometimes you make them on the sideline, sometimes you make them at halftime. But in a game, man, there's always adjustments that's being made. Because every team is not just going to come out and do the things that they've shown on tape. They're always going to have something new. So our job as coaches to make sure that whatever those new things they come out with, man, we adjust to make sure we put our guys in position to make those plays. And it happens.
All right, you guys heard it there, AG. The one part, too, I want to kind of really throw out there was when he said the buzzword. He thinks it's funny people use that buzzword, adjustments. And this is where I have this little issue with AG right now. And I could be wrong. I've never been a DC or been out there doing schemes in the NFL. So I can't sit here and say what I'm saying is 100% true. Mike K said, go easy on AG. He has some major injuries to deal with. Relax, chat. I don't think it's relaxed. I think that they've given up a ton of points the last 5 weeks. They've gotten some big stops, too, the last 5 weeks. It's been both ways. But there has been a thing, if you guys remember the video we played yesterday of Aiden Hutchinson when asked, what is your defense really good at right now? And Aiden Hutchinson, your star defensive end, the best player on your defense, sat there for 30 seconds and looked up in the sky like, oh, the flowers. I don't know. And he didn't have an answer for it. That's an issue. And AG, and the thing is the one thing that all the players have been saying, AG has said it at times, is putting together a full game. And what does putting together a full game most of the time typically mean? Adjustments. So I don't think it's a buzzword. And I said this in the back. I was talking to Travis and Kool-Aid, and I was like, AG's, like, seeing that kind of starting to actually frustrate me a little bit.
That's fair.
Because to me, it's like I keep hearing these same things week after week after week after week. They keep having these press conferences. Broder, you're in the room. We keep having these press conferences, and it feels like there's the same issues that are happening. Adjustments, getting to the quarterback, the secondary, kind of these zone cover, all these different things, and it feels like every week it's the same thing. And then we just hear the same answer on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And to me, it's like I want AG here. But we've got to figure this out, right, bro? Like, am I crazy for starting to get actually frustrated for hearing? It's like it's insanity. I just keep hearing the same thing over and over and over. Like, I just keep hearing the same thing every single Thursday from AG about this defense, and it's like, did you not think adjustments? That's a buzzword to you?
I actually think
make adjustments.
Adjustments is actually like the one part of this that is concerning, and it actually ties into the
Does
clip.
He not believe in him?
The clip that was played before the adjustments clip, where he starts talking about having the same, it's basically the same team, the same defense as last year, and they have improved. That to me is all the more reason why you got to make more adjustments. You got the same players. It's not like there's that many new players. You got to find new ways. You have to adjust to what the offense is putting out there. They're adjusting to you, whether it's at the beginning of the game, like the Packers and Bears, or the Saints in the second quarter. You got to find a way to like if you're not adjusting, what are you doing?
And you know what? I was worried about bringing this up because there's a lot of people who love AG, and I do
love AG,
and I do too. And I was worried about just bringing that up. I didn't know how the reaction would be. A lot of people though in here in the chat right now are kind of on my side to where it's like, if you're saying adjustments don't matter, that's one of the issues that's going on right now. Is you're not putting a full game together. You're playing good at the start of the game in the first half, and then when they start making adjustments, you're continuing to doing what you were doing before, and you're not adjusting to that offense. You're not moving things around, and maybe they are, and they're just making the wrong ones, and that's what's the problem. So that's the issue that I had to sit up here today and listen to a press conference, and it was like basically saying, no, adjustments isn't an issue at all. That's a buzzword. That doesn't count. 4-3.
Red Wings need to make some adjustments.
They were just up 4-0, and it's 4-3 like that.
And I know we're right up on a break, but this goes back to that conversation. Remember when we were talking a couple weeks ago, is AG a better head coach, or would he be a better head coach than a defensive coordinator? I have no concern with AG as a leader of a defense, as a leader of a team, a leader of men. It's the adjustments that I'm concerned about. Like
that comment. I'm going to keep using that comment. I think I would have been fine with this press conference.
Right?
That made me just kind of like look through him a little bit and be like, okay.
He's got to be frustrated. I think he realizes, and it might not have been the best way to go about it, but I think he realizes, like, shit, adjustments are the problem. Like, that's what everyone's talking about. I need you guys to stop talking about that.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do? Adjustments. When you play a team the second time in a season, you better make some adjustments. or we're going to see Justin Fields run for 1,000 yards Sunday.
Oh, yeah, and that's what we're talking about when we come back. Lions versus Bears. We're going to talk about Justin Fields a little bit, this defense, a little bit on the offense as well when it comes to the run game. But I'm going to tell you guys about the Lions postgame show real quick. Make sure you guys tune in. That is hosted by Maz and Stick directly after every single Lions game. Make sure you guys tune in, whether you're drinking some Kool-Aid with me or you just want to call in and kind of talk to the boys after a big win. Make sure you guys check that out directly after all Lions games on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Yes, and winter is here, Booner, and Mark White Real Estate will help you. If you're dreaming of a new home but you're feeling the pinch, they're here to help. Mark White and Associates, will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right. Buying a home just got a whole lot easier. Imagine having an extra $5K in your pocket this winter. They have years of experience and a commitment to making your dreams a reality. Mark White and Associates are your go-to team for all things real estate. This incredible opportunity won't last forever, so call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Just in time for football. Glorious! Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in the honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you're missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off, or check them out online at www.gloriouscanna.com.
Welcome back. It is glorious, baby. We are back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in with us today. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Let's get some likes up here a little bit. We're at 37. Let's get up to 50 here. We're talking Lions here. Tomorrow's our Lions pregame show, too. Not the networks, but Woodward Nights. Yes, ours. Yeah. There's no college football Saturday, which is going to be really weird. There is Army-Navy, which is a huge, fun game. But there's no, like, a full slate of...
True.
It's tough. I'm going Army, too, by the way. My dad was in the Army, so I'm going to have to go in the Army.
I'll follow you. Thank him for his service.
Thank you. Okay, I will.
Actually, though, Connor Stallions was Navy, right?
Marines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? By the way, how electric was that last segment?
Holy.
So many goals.
6 total goals?
If you guys could see me on the breaks here, if there was like a break camera for Booner, trying to like come off of that video, I was like sitting here like, I don't know how I'm going to transition from this video to 7 goals just happening. I was over here stressing out.
Papa Molly, you were sweating.
4-3 Red Wings in the second period.
Wait, they better win this game.
They will.
That's all I have to say. Patrick Kane, game-winning goal. Watch it.
I'll take it.
All right. Lions here. Lions, Bears. We're talking about it again. We're just going to do this one segment here with this one. What's so funny, Broder?
No, I just is what you said. We're talking Lions versus Bears. We're talking about it again. We're talking about it again tomorrow, too.
Well, tomorrow,
and
yes.
Probably in the next segment.
No, not the next segment. Oh, maybe. Jared Goff and the weather.
Yep.
Again, we're talking about it, though. I think that's what the people want. Are we actually?
MCDC top moments, baby.
That's not Lions Bears. Get out of here. Actually, we are doing it at 9 with the over-unders. I love you guys, man. This is great.
Lions, baby.
Lions, baby.
Give it to me, Booner.
All right, let's talk about it. First thing I want to start with here. I wrote down here, tomorrow we're going to do our keys to a victory. Today, I kind of just wanted one thing that we're going to sit here and it's like, this is what the Lions need to do to win. First thing I put, run game, run game, run game. You're going up against the best defensive rush defense in the NFL. The Lions always have success. That is where kind of things went off control and kind of went off, what is it called, the train tracks the last two weeks ago when you played them. Off the Booner path.
Just slightly, a little bit.
That's what happened. Do you remember the last possession the Lions played when that game-winning drive? Do you remember what happened? David Montgomery gave him the rock.
Yeah.
He had 35 rushing yards in that one possession. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when he has 70 in the game and that very last possession, you go, let's pound the rock with David Montgomery. The first 2 plays of the possession, he gets 12. He gets 10. That's when it's like, okay, you guys go establish a run on this team. You will dominate them, and they'll have no chance to win this football game. You had 150 rushing yards last time. Go get 200 on them this time. Go dominate them.
You bring up that 35 yards, which is a chunk of yards.
It's huge for one field.
You know what you don't see many NFL teams do when you're losing in under 3 minutes? Run the ball.
And they did,
and that's what they did. You know what you don't see NFL teams do very often? Run it on 3rd and 8. Run it on 3rd and 10. This team is different. It's because of David Montgomery. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are the bread and butter, or the peanut butter and jelly.
I just want to say real quick, I know I'm keep going off topic. It's 4-4 now in this Wings game. Yeah. They've scored 4 straight goals since Broder said what he said.
What did I say?
I don't know. We'll have to
Thanks for getting me hard, JB.
Remember when I said don't jinx us?
What?
They've scored 4 straight since.
It might be your fault for saying that.
No, don't turn this on me. This is
okay, Owen Nolan.
I don't know what that is, but
Sharks great.
This is on you. I'm on one of these breaks. I'm going to change my sweatshirt. We have to change something up in this room.
Okay, you got it.
I'm a gambler, so something like that.
Like Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, I have to change something.
Former Detroit Tiger great. We both got ADD out the ass tonight.
I know. It's just one of those nights. I'm sorry, people.
No, there's so much going. We got huge Lions game coming up. Red Wings are on. Pistons.
I wore my Pistons hat today.
Do you guys
jinx?
Not a jinx. I just wore it because it's hilarious now.
Quick question for you guys. 18. Do you pull Huso? Do you not let him out for the 3rd?
I mean, no.
I think this is a moment. This is a developmental moment. Like later in the season, you probably pull him out. But he's a young guy. Lions been playing really well. So I wonder if I don't know anything about his mental psyche, but maybe you give him a shot. You hope, you pray, Derek Lalone. You pray, you put him back out there, and he doesn't give up another goal. But that's an interesting thought.
In the first.
That's what as I get my hockey knowledge up, I got to understand like the intricacies of when to make these moves.
Yeah. Other side of the ball here.
Yes.
AG. Do you trust him this weekend? That's
like a tough question. That's
straight up question.
It's tough because I think the Lions are going to play a very good game. Does that mean that the defense is dominant? Does it mean that they make a ton of improvements? I don't know. I'm not going to put it on AG. I don't trust the defense. Maybe that means I don't trust the defensive coordinator, but I don't know. I don't know, dude.
You know what? I'm going to go yes.
You trust him?
Alex Anzalone back. He's got his guy in the middle. Bruce Irvin's going to get more snaps. You saw what he did in 11 snaps last week. I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I think AG, and you know what? It's like one of those things. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on. This is the second one here. I'm gonna trust him, and I think, and I want to put out I wanted to put this out there. I'm gonna put a challenge out to this Detroit Lions team.
I love Booner challenges.
I want to see this team hold the Bears under 20 points this Sunday, and I want to see them hold them under 250 yards this Sunday.
They better.
I want to see this defense go out there and dominate. I want to see Justin Fields, the last, I think, maybe 3 games he's played against the Detroit Lions, he's rushed for 100 yards.
I want to see less than 100 yards out of Justin Fields.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
Yeah, okay,
I want to see less than 100. I want to see them 250 yards total down. I want this defense to go out there and make a statement. Show that you're going to turn this thing around. We just keep talking about it. The players keep talking about it. They know it. You asked Aiden Hutchinson the question, what do you need to do to put together a full game? And he looked you dead in the eyes and said, that's the $1 million question, man.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah.
So they're working to figure it out. It needs to get figured out quick. and sooner than later, because you're that close away from the playoffs.
Did you use the term statement game, or did I just make that up?
You just made that up?
I was thinking it is kind of a statement game. I think for that defense going against the Chicago Bears, who your bread and butter. I just used that for Jameer and Montgomery. But you're what you could fall back on earlier in the season was your run defense. Now the Bears have actually overtaken you as the best run defense in the division. How are you going to respond to that? I definitely. The Lions are by far the better team, but right now you could argue that the Bears have a better complete defense. You might even think twice about if you could pick one of the two defenses to pair with this Lions offense, would you take the Bears defense right now?
I did crosstalk here with the heavies, and I was talking about I think the Lions do have a better roster, and that's why I think they win this game by, when you make the adjustments from 2 weeks ago, better coaches,
say that word.
Better roster. Yeah, sorry. But when you do make those, I'm like, Lions are up here, Bears are right here. They did make a good point. They're like, what defense? Who has the better defense? If you look at players wise, the Bears have better all around secondary.
Especially with C.J. Gardner-Johnson out and James Houston
Montez
out.
Sweat. They have the defensive line. They have one of a great linebacking core as well.
One of the better ones in the league.
Yes, and then their secondary is young, but they have dudes.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, maybe I would take the Bears. But
it's worth a thought.
It is for sure. But this defense, at the end of the day, at some point. Alex Anzalone, do you remember, were you at his locker yesterday?
Yeah.
He was kind of speaking about it as well. He was like, we know what we can do, but at some point, we have to figure it out. We've done it before. And that's been my thing with AG this whole time. It's like, we've seen you do this. Now just do it again.
Yeah.
It's not like you haven't done it before.
And see, I agree with that on all levels except for the pass rush. We really haven't seen that. We've seen James Houston do it.
I mean, we've had multiple games, though, with 5+ sacks.
Well, right.
Not every team in the league has done that.
But true. And I don't want to look past that. Getting those sacks in chunks, it's a story of its own. What?
Your guy was on the screen.
Who, JG?
Yeah, JG.
Oh, yeah. His dog and his fiance is about to be on screen, too.
Shout out.
But I forgot where I was going with that. They really haven't. No, not your fault. They've had some of those games where they've had chunk sacks that almost paints a story a little worse about their consistency in the pass rush. Other than James Houston, who's out, other than Aiden Hutchinson, who hasn't done it really this year without anyone else, the pass rush, we haven't seen it. We've seen the linebackers step up. We've seen the interior step up in run defense. We've seen the secondary step up. When can they do it all together? I also worry about the secondary if the defense is exposed. If they aren't playing well, that exposes the secondary, and I don't know, man. I love
that happened
Cam
last
Sutton.
week for a couple of quarters.
Yes.
And I think this line, this is just another big test, especially all year, that kind of mobile quarterback. And we were talking about before the show as well. I don't think, like you were saying, you don't think it really makes a difference, but Hendon Hooker was kind of playing that Justin Fields role at practice recently because he's been on the scout team.
Yeah.
So I don't know how mobile he is with his knee just yet. So I don't know how realistic it is, but I did see some tweets that some people put out hey, Hendon Hooker's scout team right now as Justin Fields.
Yeah, Mark Brunell was talking about that in his press conference. No one's actually seen it happen, and I it seems like a good thought and a good thing to do, but my instincts tell me they're probably not letting him run around like a madman.
That was my thought when I first read it.
His first week back at practice.
Yeah.
There's some things they can do with him just being able to escape a pocket or whatnot, but my guess is they're focusing a little bit more on development for him. While he is taking scout team reps, and they have some plays on it. He basically has to throw it or do whatever the play says so they get an accurate look. We'll see how much of that involves running like Justin Fields.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit break. When we come back, we're gonna get into some Jared Goff stuff here. Heavies spoke on it a little. We're gonna give our takes on it, and we'll kind of get into that. Broder, want to tell us about Feldman?
Yes, Feldman. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. They've got 18 locations, so there's got to be a dealership in your backyard. Just visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you and catch Woodward Sports Network at their Novi dealership every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. Boom.
And then let me tell you guys about the best defense out there.
Number one.
Just like the Detroit Lions. That is Guardian Alarm. Customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians, they take the time to recommend security and automation solutions that are specific to your needs. That is 24/7 professional monitoring. You can give them a call anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member, they will stay on the phone as long as needed. That is technology backed by people, where your safety and security deserves technology that has been proven to work and people have been proven to care. Make sure for a great defense, that number right above me there, call it 1-800-STAY-OUT.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, dry-aged beef, and Wagyu beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Just stop by their Grosse Pointe Woods shop for grab-and-go steaks or order them online at fairwaypacking.com.
All right, welcome in Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports YouTube Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're on a YouTube page, hit that like button. We got some beautiful dogs and some beautiful animals behind us.
Hey, Rovers.
I do look different. Wings just gave up 4 straight goals. I was wearing my Wings sweatshirt. You have to change the vibes up a little bit. Okay. They've been on this winning streak, and I didn't wear that sweatshirt the whole time. And then I tried to think, I'll wear the sweatshirt for Patrick Kane.
Patty.
Got to change some things up. You might, if you have another hat, maybe you put a different hat on.
No, I don't change. See, I got my Red Wings in front of me right here. We got Stevie Y.
Maybe just change,
Gordie Howe,
and things
okay,
there.
actually, that's a good idea.
You know what I mean? Let's just change something. Let's change the you know, you've jinxed them, so we have to change something up here.
I might have to throw on the jacket, honestly.
Do something. Everyone do something different.
I'm throwing it on right now.
Everyone do something different. Everyone do, even you in the chat there, if you guys are listening, do something different.
He's changing like Clark Kent. Look at him.
Well, yep, we're good. Let's go, boys. Everyone change.
Let's go.
All right, I think we're set now, boys. I think now we're on the.
Remember when we were kids in like Little League, we'd have like rally hats. You know, you like tuck your baseball cap up.
I don't, because I played Little League for a day and then I quit.
Oh.
I told that story on the show before.
Oh.
Remember?
No.
When I slid short.
Oh yeah. We need video of that.
I don't know if there is any video. All right. Nicholas Duncan said, Booner, no Pistons hat. No, Pistons hat is fine to be back because it's hilarious how bad they are. So we're there. Let's get into this Jared Goff stuff. Easy, the heavyweights, they did a couple clips, talked a little bit in regards to it, him playing in the weather and all of that. Jared did speak on it, and you were there when all these questions were happening. So I don't know, were you like kind of like what's going on right now when everyone kept asking the same question?
Yeah, there was one that was asked because the guy wasn't over when the first one was asked, but once you kind of got the first answer, you know, what's Jared Goff going to say? I hate playing in the cold. I'm a lot worse. He's not a lot worse, to be honest. What's he going to say? Well, I mean, I thought Ben Johnson gave a pretty professional answer about how he thinks about the weather in terms of game planning and precipitation and sun spot.
Which I have that clip as well.
Yeah, perfect. But Jared, what's he going to say?
Yeah, and let's do that. Let's play the Ben Johnson clip here. You guys can see kind of how Ben Johnson looks at it. These guys look at it the same way. At the end of the day, they really don't care about stats or anything, or if he's going to throw for a touchdown or whatever it is. All they care about is how can we go into this game, plan for it, and come out with the win. That's all it is, because the other side's dealing with the same thing. You have to deal with it. Who's going to win the football game? That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So here's a little clip on Ben Johnson speaking about the weather as well in regards to this, and then we'll go into the Jared Goff one right after that. And Jared Goff, there's a video of it that Easy had. One of the funniest videos of all time. Easy did a great job.
Yeah, that was great. That was awesome.
That was unbelievable. So here's Ben Johnson, though, on the weather on Sunday.
I think the weather's trending our direction a little bit, but I'm with you. It's the way we are built on offense is we can be productive any number of ways, and so we'll do whatever we need to do to put ourselves in a position to win this ball game. Our guys, of course, up front, they take this as a challenge going against such a good group on defense that's been so good against the run all year long, and so. I think they're embracing this challenge with open arms. It'll be a good opportunity.
I mean, you heard it, Broder.
I heard it.
These guys, they're ready for that challenge, especially the offense. You have the best offensive line in the NFL. So they're going to be ready for it, even with no Frank Ragnow if he's out. I'm just going to keep saying, I don't think these guys care if it's cold. I don't think Jared Goff even cares, to be honest.
First off, I think every single person in the NFL would rather play in 7 degrees and sunny, but I don't think they care. They're tough. They're built. They have the right people. Like, we talk about Dan Campbell guys being drafted, being brought into this team. This plays a factor in that too. Dan Campbell guys, they don't care about the weather. It's football weather. The worse weather, probably the better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and two, I looked at last year, like when they went and played outdoors in colder weather, they were 4-2 last year. In those games. The Patriots, obviously, that was a tough game in Carolina. In Carolina, everyone played bad. Patriots, everyone played bad. They were 4-2 outdoor stadiums in the cold after October. So I don't get, like, there is that narrative there as well. And then I do want to, we have 2 more graphics here, Jalen. Can you throw up the Jared Goff video? Because Jared Goff, here's the video. Hilarious video. Shout out to Easy and the Heavyweights for this. Great video, though. Everyone just hounding him in regards to this weather. It is unbelievable.
What gives you the confidence and the comfort to play the type of conditions you might see this weekend?
In a weather game like this,
what's the worst conditions to play in as a quarterback?
If it's windy and rainy and everything else. Kind of embraces the weather, doesn't care about it. And precipitation, or what is it about the weather?
Yeah, nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. So.
What's rougher on a quarterback, wind or snow?
I feel like I've been asked this question like 4 times in this.
Dude, that is great.
Easy. Nice job.
That was
incredible.
Very well put together.
His facial reactions and I don't know, that all came out perfect. Just in terms of his face goes, dude, epic. Nice job.
Every face little expression he made was like, why are you still at? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I feel for that one, to be honest. I don't think Jared cares. And then Jalen, if you want to throw this graphic up of his stats, Easy went out there, and we're gonna use the Heavy's graphic for this. And Easy used it in a kind of way to show how bad Jared Goff, and I don't think he was really trying to go at him, but
he didn't go hard at Goff. He
just wanted to show an example.
Yes, but with the narrative that he plays worse in colder weather.
Yes, and if you look at here, 11 games.
Look like pretty good stats to me.
The completion percent is 61%, 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 2,300 yards. That comes out to about 215, 210 yards per game. A touchdown a game, yes. The interception thing, Easy said that one of those 11 games he had 4 interceptions. So basically in 10 of those games he had 1 interception. So what it shows to me at the end of the day is this team, what happens and what Jared Goff does in these cold games is he does what most NFL quarterbacks and offenses do when it's a snow or a cold game, and rainy game. You run the ball.
Yeah.
And when you have an opportunity to get the ball in the end zone through the air, you do it. But you don't sit there. You take care of the ball because he did it 10 out of the 11 games. He took care of the ball. And, yeah, he didn't have one touchdown per game. It averages out to. That's all you need in those games because the other side's dealing with the same thing.
Yes.
And like you said before, I would love to see the record. Because I can guarantee you, I bet you at least 7 or 8 of those 11 games, Jared Goff won.
Yeah, dude, I spent all of our pre-show prep trying to find the game, like trying to match up these stats with the games he played in and what the record was in those, because I imagine it was pretty high. I did find one of his losses, Todd Gurley on the Rams had like 20 yards rushing and 2 fumbles. So it's not all Jared Goff's fault. I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about this offense going to Chicago. Yes, the weather impacts things, but they're built to adjust. They're built to make adjustments to the weather, to the defense, to whatever variable comes at them. When you're built behind that offensive line, you can do that.
When
they
you
have
have
Sam Laporta, like those 2 guys as your stalwart receivers. Obviously, he's a tight end, but like your pass catchers, I should say. Like, I'm not worried at all. Like these guys are tough.
Yeah, when you have a defense, or not a defense, an offense that is fully built, you have all of your weapons. You have the quarterback, you have the running backs, you have the offensive line. Any conditions, any scenario, you're able to fit in it. Like, it's like a chameleon. Like, they're able to adapt to any position. That's why last year.
Chameleon.
Is that what? Really?
No.
Oh, I was like, whoa.
Play on words.
That's why last year they were 4-2 when it came to these outdoor games. That's exactly why. Yes, those 2 losses were bad losses.
But what about that one win at the end of the season? Shout out Corey Berry.
The one in the Packers.
Yeah.
The 2 in New York.
Yeah.
What was the 4th one? Drawing a blank here.
Chicago.
Yeah. Like, dude, you went out there and got some big wins on the road in the cold last year.
The key is making big time plays at the right moments and not turning the ball over, because that's what the other team's trying to do. Make big time plays in key moments.
Yep.
We remember in those games, Jerry Jacobs had an interception. I think Aiden Hutchinson had an interception and a sack. This was one of his big ones. Ali McNeil, I think, had a monster game against the Bears. So the Bears and the Giants were good. So this is one of those games. I actually think they're going to lift their level of play, maybe because of the weather. Aiden talked about that. He's like,
I think
you
so.
know me.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that this team's going to go out there. That's why I keep saying I think they're going to win big time on Sunday. Detroit Lenny in the Woodward Sports chat. Shout out. Appreciate you tuning in. He said, Easy secretly has a man crush on Goff. I agree. I've said it to him a couple times. It seems like any scenario, we could be talking about the Arizona Cardinals, and then Easy would find a way to compare him. Oh, man. And he could find a way to compare it to Jared Goff. I love it. I love Easy. I love all of that. Hey, William, welcome to the Woodward crew.
That's our guy William from the West Side.
Yeah,
Willie
just became a member. You know what we should do? Should we open some phone lines here?
I think we probably should.
I would like to open it up and just hear what people feel like, and specifically, I want to hear where people are at with Jared Goff, because I feel like a couple weeks ago, that 2-game stretch, I feel like it left a really bad taste in some people's mouth. That 6 turnovers in 2 game situation. I feel like a lot of people kind of got hit with that, and they were a little shook by it, because you haven't seen Jared Goff turn the ball over a ton recently. We just haven't seen it. He went on that big stretch. People got used to him not turning the ball over. And then he did for a little bit.
Exactly. 2 games. Less than 1 week.
A lot of overreactions.
4 days.
A lot of overreactions.
Yeah, freaking people. Look at the sample size. He struggled in the past, Jared Goff, but for the last 2 years, he hasn't turned the ball over.
He's going to be fine.
Pin this in the chat.
Yep, I just put it in there if you want to pin mine. But the number is 313-552-6322. So make sure you guys call that in. We're going to go to break, though. When we come back, Broder, we'll take some calls throughout this next segment. We're still going to do this Booner Bet segment, and maybe going into 9:10-ish, 9:15, we'll take the calls that come in.
Sweet.
Let me tell you guys.
Do it. Tell them about
Planet Fitness. It is the home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you will experience squeaky clean gyms that has tons of equipment, full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month, no commitment. Make sure you guys check it out. Where Planet Fitness, they have hundreds around the Metro Detroit area and thousands worldwide. Planet Fitness, where fitness
is essential.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. That's Premier Pet Supplies, hands down the best pet store in Michigan. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. They got 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food, lowest prices and curbside home delivery. So give your pet the best at Premier Pet Supply. www.premierpetsupply.com.
All right, welcome in to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel or woodwardsports.com, wherever you're watching it at. We appreciate you tuning in.
Thank you.
If you guys can hit that like button for us, we're gonna get into a few player props. Booner bet segment. Want to kind of go around the room here. We can go a little quicker here because we're gonna take some of these calls in just a second. But I have a few. I have Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, D-Mont, St. Brown, Laporta, J-Mo, and then I have 2 Chicago ones. Just want to get a feel because this, I think, I don't know, we can come up with a name for it as well at some point.
Name for Booner's Bets?
Yeah, I guess we could just call it Booner's Bets.
It is Booner's Bets.
I guess we could just call it Booner's Bets.
Yeah.
Right, great call. All right, Booner's Bets. Let's start off with Jared Goff. We just talked about him. His over-under is 240.5 passing yards and 1.5 touchdowns at plus 106. Broder, I'm going to go with the under on this.
On yards?
Yeah.
Over under 15 touchdowns? What is it?
1.5.
Oh, 1.5. Got you.
Oh, sorry. In there, when I was doing it earlier at work, my period button stopped working. Whoa. So I just said 15.
Period. Yeah, if I were a betting man, I'd probably think about the under on both of those.
Yeah.
Maybe you get 2 touchdowns because they've been throwing the ball a little bit more in the red zone, but I do think it's going to be a game dominated by the run, both teams. So I just think the game's going to be condensed, and there's not going to be as much opportunity. Question is, though, I've been talking a lot about J-Mo breaking free a little bit. Like, at any point, J-Mo could have a 75, 80-yarder, and that could make Jared Goff's stat line go crazy. So, we'll see.
That's what he had
probably go
last
under.
year in Chicago.
What?
236.
Oh,
so he was
these
4 under.
Sports books. This is why they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, and the reason why I'm also thinking about the under here as well is in regards to that stat that the heavies that we just put up from the heavies is if you do kind of that math there, he's averaging about 210 yards per game in these kind of cold weather games. So I would stick, to me personally, I'm hitting the under on that one, to be honest. Yeah. That's the one I'm doing. I'm probably not touching the touchdowns one. He did throw for 3 touchdowns at Ford Field versus them last year. Next one. Let's go Jahmyr Gibbs here. Over under rushing yards, 38.5. What are you taking?
Over
rushing?
Yeah.
38, really?
Yeah. I think he has a 50 to 60 yard rushing game and another 50 to 60 through the air.
Okay, so you think he's going to go through the air because his airline, this is the one that I'm going to probably take, is 25.5.
Yeah. I'd actually be more confident about that.
That's where I'm
than the rushing yards.
In something too that's hit a lot. If you see this actually last week he only had -6 receiving yards.
Hit -6?
Yeah, he caught that pass and then went back. So, yeah, no, I think the rushing, it's pretty consistent. Last week, 60. Before that, 54, 36, 77, 152, 68, 40, 80. He's been pretty consistent when it comes to rushing, and they have been giving him the rock a little bit more, it feels like. We did see Ben Johnson talk about as well today in the press conference. He spoke about the touches around the offense, and kind of spreading that around there. So.
And so I think the only thing that would give me cause for concern if I were betting on this is that this is actually David Montgomery's true reunion comeback game to the Chicago Bears. A lot of people are picking David Montgomery to have a monster game against them a couple weeks ago. It might actually come now, and if they decide to hand it to David Montgomery all night, that might not prove to be so good for Jermaine.
Yeah,
Burks.
that's going to be the biggest question. It hits me a little bit. DeMont's line is 60.5, and that potentially could be the Booner Legacy Play of the Week. 8-1. Make sure you guys Sunday morning at about 9:45 is when I'll be giving that out. But it does. I question it a little bit because this is the number 1 run defense in the NFL. So there is that side to where, like, are you going to respect that? Are they going to respect that, or are they going to actually run all over this Bears team? So I'm taking the over on D-Max.
I would
I'm just
too.
going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, over under 74.5.
That's tricky.
This is one that could go under.
It could. You normally wouldn't say that, but we just saw the Saints defense. They doubled him a lot in that game.
Someone
And
got the
fortunately, it opened up the field for Sam Laporta, some other players to make a few catches. But you wonder, it seems so low for Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it's just, are they going to try to take him out of this ballgame? And if they do, they could do that. That means other guys have to stand up and step up. The Lions can do that too. That's a tricky number. Now I get why this bet. Now I get why this is tough for you guys.
They're always on the line. You have to find angles, man.
Yeah.
You got to find angles. Laporta here. We're going to do 2 more, and then we'll take these callers here. Sam Laporta's line, Broder, is at 46.5. I feel like that's last week it was at 36, I think I gave it out at. and he had his biggest game of his career. And this week they only put it up a couple. They put it up to 46. And his receptions is at 4.5. Might take both overs again.
Now, how about this? I just said all that about Amon-Ra St. Brown. What if they decided to flip? What if Chicago Bears try to take Sam Laporta out of the game?
That's why this offense is so good.
I know.
Because you take Sam Laporta out, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. You take him out, you have Sam Laporta. You have J-Mo. So I'm taking Laporta's overs.
I would too.
I'm taking him.
Just out of trusting that he is that guy.
Feels like a tight end game.
Yeah.
On the other side as well, it feels like a Cole Kmet game.
What are some of his?
Cole Kmet?
Yeah. Oh, you got one more actually for the Lions?
J-Mo, 17.5.
Yards?
Easy over.
This is receiving yards?
Receiving yards, 17.5. This seems
So,
disrespectful, right,
about
fellas?
one catch? About?
Seems disrespectful.
Over.
All right.
Eagle. Over. Cover 4.
I don't know what that is, and you do it all the time.
It's from The Replacements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Great movie, by the way.
What's his name in the movie? Chat, help me out. You'll keep going with the next ones. Chat. Keanu Reeves' character in The Replacements.
Did you know it?
Falco. Shane Falco.
Yes,
there we go.
Great. That's
I don't know the first name. I know it was Falco.
I think the fantasy league I'm in is
someone has Shane Falco.
I think the league is called, like, there's a trophy. It's like the Shane Falco Trophy or something like that.
Not the league we're in where I beat you last week?
No, but I'm still winning that league, by the way. All right, last one here, and then let's hit these callers. Cole Kmet.
Yes.
Over 35.5. Give me the over. These games, these cold weather games, fellas, I'm telling you, tight ends go off.
Bro, Anzalone's back.
Tight ends.
Anzalone's back.
Cole Kmet.
I think it's actually a pretty good over for Cole Kmet.
Under.
It's you're gonna go under?
Do you want to take a friendly way, a coffee bet on that?
Yeah.
I'll bet you a coffee. 35.5. Don't forget the number.
This is one of those games. He's probably not going to be throwing it deep to DJ Moore, so there'll be maybe short passes to DJ Moore, Mooney, those guys. What?
Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet. And I think Cole Kmet, that's why they maybe go to him more in this game, just as a chain mover. Not necessarily an explosive big play guy, but moving the chains.
Real quick, Ryan's reactions. We're paying Bugs 300% more than the Eagles paid Sue, and he's riding our bench. LOL. We haven't had that Sue conversation. Maybe we talk about that tomorrow.
Do you know J-Mo makes more this year than Amon-Ra St. Brown does in the entirety of his contract?
It's crazy.
Wild.
It's wild. He'll get a contract this year.
Malcolm Rodriguez takes up 3 positions on the roster and makes less than $1 million a year.
3?
Yeah. Special teams, fullback, linebacker.
Oh, I thought you were saying, like, out of the 52-man roster, he takes up, like...
No, he's one person that can do 3 positions,
okay,
which means you get 2 other open positions.
That's fair.
And he's still making, it's like $920,000 or something.
You threw me off there. Corey Berry said, Booner, what's the anytime odds for a touchdown Brock Wright? I'll get back to you on that. I don't hate that, though, Brock Wright tutty.
He's one of those, like, at weird moments, not weird, at critical moments, they trust Brock Wright.
I like Brock Wright.
They saw in the Chargers game.
He's like very like
Jets.
He's just clutch.
Yeah. He's one of those guys. Ben Johnson knows exactly where he's going to be.
He's won us a lot of games.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot, but he's put us in some great spots to win.
He's won 2 in the last 2 years seasons.
Yeah.
Which
the
is
Jets
huge.
game.
Yeah, and the one this year, too. He scored a touchdown to help win it. All right, let's take some callers here. Let's take one. We'll go to break, and then we'll take the other one. And then anyone else that calls in, we'll keep this ball rolling. Who do we got, Nick?
We're going to go to William in Grand Haven. William, you're leading us off tonight on Woodward Nights.
William, what's up?
What's up, Booner and Broder?
How are you doing, Will? What do you want to talk about?
Jerry.
I want to talk about the Lions and their offense and defense.
Awesome. Hit us with the offense first.
Yeah. Now, let's say that Jared Goff did throw a lot of picks against the Bears the first matchup.
Yep.
I think he's going to clean those up, and I don't think he's going to throw any picks.
0.
And I think Sam Laporta is going to have another big game because the Bears are really terrible against the tight end position. And the Bruce Irvin, do you know if he's going to play? Because I read that he said he's on rest because of his ankle.
I love that call on Laporta, but yes, Bruce Irvin is going to play.
He's going to get more snaps as well.
Full go. I think he's going to get double the snaps, like 20, 25.
Give that man 30.
Yeah. What do you think, William?
Yeah, and I think this pass rush is going to be a lot better than what it was the last few weeks. And
I sure hope
this
so,
defense
William.
is just going. I think they're going to dominate this game because they need to, and they're going to learn from their mistakes, and that's what the Lions do. I've seen it all season long, and they're just going to continue doing that and just push and get that gritty win and bite those kneecaps. Let's go.
Yeah, I love that. And we appreciate you calling in, William. Call back anytime as well. I know you've called in a few times. We appreciate it.
Definitely.
I want to touch on the one thing that he talked about, Jared Goff, the interceptions. This is a big game for him as well. Like multiple factors, right? First factor is we had 4 turnovers 2 weeks ago versus them. They forced 4 turnovers on us, and it was very brutal. It was ugly to watch. And the second part of it is that I see Easy in the chat here. Is this cold weather, that narrative that he can't play in the cold weather, he struggles. I think both of those things, he can kind of change the Lions fans' opinions if he goes out there, takes care of the ball, plays a solid game, wins the football game, and comes home back to Detroit. And I think things start to change for him, and you can start kind of gaining a little more trust back in him. So.
Yeah. What's good, Nick?
Yeah, we got one more call.
We're going to catch him after the break. We're going to catch that caller after the break. But do you think Bruce Irvin's going to make an impact in this game, Booner?
Yes.
We're going to hopefully see a higher snap count. Do you think he can sort of pick up right where he left off against the Saints?
Oh, 100%. Think about this. He had 11 snaps and had multiple quarterback rushes, a quarterback hit, a sack. He dominated in 11 snaps. Yeah. Give him 25. Give him 30 snaps. Let him go out there and let him work. If other guys aren't going to produce that have been here and that are making money and making triple how much he's making and are taking a ton of money up on this roster, if they're not going to produce, if Bruce Irvin's going to produce, throw him in. I don't care how old he is. I don't care what's going on with this guy. I don't care any of that stuff. All I care about is if you're on the field, I want you to produce. And if you're not, next man up. Bruce Irvin, you're up. You produced last week. Your time to shine. It's the same thing that Dan's been talking about this whole time with some of these guys. With Bugs. Hey, if you're not going to produce, next man up. Benito Jones, you've been producing. You're in. And I'm just going to, that's how I'm going to do it. And I see it in the Detroit supremacy. I know Detroit supremacy doesn't agree with a lot of people here at Woodward. I agree with him right here.
He's been on his game tonight.
He has. He's been killing it. Make plays. That's all I want to see. I want the guys on the field who are going to make plays. That's all it is. That's all I want. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about how old. If you're 36, don't care. If you're making plays, that's who I want on my team.
Age only matters with wine and cheese. It's the only time it matters. But Booner, before you tell them about the Lions pregame and then Hamlin Pub, we're going to come back. We're going to take that one caller when we come back. And we're going to talk Dan Campbell top 5 moments as a Detroit Lions head coach.
Yeah,
Booner,
baby.
tell them.
All right, let me tell you guys real quick about the Lions pregame show hosted by the one, the only Hollywood. And this week I will be on the desk with Jeff as well. Sundays, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. That is the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show hosted. You see the man up there. Not a shaved head. He's got his full head of hair there with different weekly special guests breaking down the Lions game on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. And then you can head over to Hamlin Pub. If you ever wanted a pub where you are regular, Hamlin Pub is that place. Head over to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone is a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games, the Hamlin Pub is the place to be. Visit the location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equip Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Do you have football on the brain? Fall ushers in college and professional football. And today, this fall, this year has been awesome. Fall is also the perfect time to shop for your home and auto insurance. So shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports. They should be covering you too. So ask for Market Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177.
All right, welcome back. Woodward Nights on the Woodward Sports Network here with Booner and Broder. We've got Jalen in the TD booth, Nick in the sound booth, and we've got Travis sitting over there in the Mavs chair. New social guy. Let's go, Travis. Appreciate you guys all locking in with us. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Let's get up above 75 here by the end of the segment. Detroit Supremacy here in the chat said, easy, say one good thing about Jared Goff. I don't know if you guys saw my comment. I said, respectfully, his wife is a model. She is beautiful.
Of course.
I don't know if I'm
not going near that.
I don't know if I'm allowed to. Yeah, you stay away. You're a beat reporter. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I think I am, but shout out Jared Goff.
Got a really cute dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I did motivate him a ton, too, last offseason. I used to reach out to him a lot and speak with him. All right. Let's take a couple callers. That was on. We got 2 more callers. All right, let's hit it. Who's the first one?
Yes. Shout out Lucky and San Fran for waiting on hold. Lucky, you are live on Woodward Nights.
Lucky,
Yo, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, we got you.
What's up, Lucky?
I can hear you. Okay, we good. We good. Everything all good. I watched the show. Y'all do a good job.
Appreciate that a ton. What do you
yeah.
have if you're on Jared Goff?
Right quick. Jared Goff, he is the guy for now. Pay attention to how Hendon Hooker go respond to everything and all of this that's what's going on. But the main thing is, Sunday is not going to rain. It won't snow. It's just cold and windy. So no problems on that.
Right. You're not worried at all about him in Chicago during this weather?
No. Nah, he'll be fine. That's not the problem. The problem is, the quick question I have for y'all, how long can Detroit last this season with the defense? Even with CJ coming back and Houston and all that, from a realistic point of view, how far can they make it?
That's a great question, Lucky. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out Lucky. Call in any time too, because I love questions like this. And Lucky, this is what I'm going to say. I've been very adamant about this. I truly believe that this defense can make it and take the Detroit Lions far.
Yeah.
I have said the offense is going to be the main piece that's going to carry this team kind of all the way if you want to get to a Super Bowl. And I gave those stats the other day that had the last 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowl winners have had outside of top 10 defense rank in the NFL in the regular season. I think the playoffs is when defenses start to step up, and I think when you get C.J. Gardner-Johnson, James Houston, Aleem comes back, you start getting your pieces. There is that chance, and I'm gonna say this to I really trust AG. I still believe in AG, and I think he can dominate and kind of put this defense in the right spots because we've seen it before. But it has to be done soon. You're running out of time. You are running out of time. You have to get ready and prepared for that's why I think this Dallas game is so important for this defense. Lucky, that's a great question too, because I think that gets construed a lot to where we talk about this defense in a little bit of negative light sometimes, but they still have, and AG spoke about it today about the defense. He said the same exact thing to where it's like, we had a worse defense last year. We've improved to this year. It just hasn't been good enough for the people. But they have, if you look at the numbers, they really have improved since last year.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people are giving them the credit.
And they have to play better to go on a run in the playoffs to win a Super Bowl, to contend with the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Because what they're doing right now isn't getting the job done. But I do think even with maybe the personnel isn't quite where a championship level defense is. I think if they get hot at the right time, like the offense has been talking a lot about playing their best football going into December, but I think the defense too, they just need to go on their stretch. Like AG said, it's a lot of the same guys as last year, and they figured out down the stretch. Obviously, it was more meaningless games, but they figured out how to put a stretch of games together that were not dominant, but very strong defense. That's what they're going to have to do heading into the playoffs and definitely round one. They can't have one bad game in the playoffs on the defensive end, or else the other team will knock them out.
Yeah, and I do think, though, even if they struggle a little bit, that offense still has the firepower to be able to back them. So that's where I'm at with it. All right, we have 2 more calls. Let's just take a couple more callers here, and then we'll kind of push things back, and we'll get into this Top 5 Thursday.
Perfect, next segment.
And we'll get into the Ben Johnson stuff. Maybe the Harbaugh stuff we could touch on going into mailbag a little bit as well.
Yeah, perfect.
The captain. The captain.
Let's go. That's why you change things around.
Let's
switch
go.
The sweatshirts,
Larkin.
Shirts, hats, cards. That's why you switch things around. Let's go, hockey
Let's
town.
go, boys.
Let's go.
They're buzzing.
Lark.
Plumber.
Come on, Lark.
Larkin's dad.
Did he go top shelf,
It must be Father's weekend there.
Did he go was that a muffin?
Upper Decky,
Yeah.
Upper Decky.
That's an Upper Decky.
Who was that assist from?
Maybe Kane. I don't know.
Brinket? It's
I
coming
don't
in
know
from
if
his
they play
left.
on the
Whoever
same-
comes in first, that guy.
I don't think they play on the same line.
I don't think so yet. Oh.
Let's
Sniper.
go.
What a
Let's go.
shot.
All right, let's take
That's
that
the
call.
captain.
Yeah,
Let's
John
take the caller here.
We're going to go to John in South Carolina. John, you are live on air.
Come on and raise up.
John, what's up, man?
Fellas, how y'all doing today?
Doing great. How are you doing? Appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, so I don't usually catch you guys in the evenings, but I'm driving back from Charleston, back to the upstate, so I figured I got some time, so I'd call in and just talk it up with y'all.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. What do you want to talk about?
Well, we'll just talk about the Lions. Moved down to Detroit about 40 years ago.
Wow.
Young 57. Been watching the Lions for a long time. In fact, I had a client just up the road from me in one of those tall towers that I'd go and visit. They did a lot of work for Ford Motor Company, and I actually claimed to them I may be the only guy south of Toledo who watched every minute of the 0-16 season. I am I love the Lions. We can sit here. Y'all can talk to me all the way back to the house.
We're gonna have to. We'll have to as we go on.
The drive left. Maybe we'll stay on the air for you.
Fellas, we got 2.5 hours. You got to be out there for a little while, and I'm sitting here just watching the score on the Red Wings game. Yeah, things are looking good in Detroit. But I wanted to get with you, and it's been on my mind. I think you and Gabby and Terry Foster were talking about nicknames for that young rookie class.
Yes.
I love this.
I think early on in Woodward and Maine.
Did you ever? Yeah. Did y'all ever come up with one?
We didn't settle on one yet, and it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, you got something up your sleeve. You got something in mind.
I got it. I got it, but I want to stay on the line because when you all make a T-shirt, I want you to send me one.
All right, this is John from South Carolina.
Write it down.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, we'll give you the address. In fact, I'll tell you a real quick story. My wife and I were supposed to come up. She's from South Carolina. We were supposed to come up for the Lions game and the Michigan game, but I told her, I said, honey, I don't know if I can do that. That might be a miserable weekend, but it turned out to be pretty good because the Wolverines won. But anyway, so I when y'all were talking about that on that episode about the nickname, and you always see the Doomsday Defense, the Orange Crush. How about the Four Homesmen?
The Four Homesmen, like Brad Holmes. I'm writing this down.
I like that.
Wow.
I like that.
You don't get it, do it? All right.
Like the Four
you want me to
Horsemen.
design a T-shirt for you while we're here?
It's like the Four Horsemen, right?
Like the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, I got you, John.
You want me to design a T-shirt for you?
I think we might
design
need
a T-shirt
to.
for you?
I think we might need
All right,
you to.
we got time?
Yeah, maybe not
got
tonight,
time?
but we can put something together, throw it in that shop. Maybe a little fan recognition there.
I love the name.
Hey, here, this is what I'm thinking. You got Brad Holmes in the foreground in a cowboy hat, his head turned down. All you see is his gray beard
and the villain on his sheriff's badge.
I like that.
Villain.
The
Villain.
Four Homesmen.
I love that, John. Thanks for being a supporter.
Then you got the boys in the background.
Exactly. We got to figure out what they're doing, though. As this team moves on, what are the other 4 draft picks going to turn into? Hopefully not the headless Homesmen, because we're going to need those guys to stand up. But, John, any other last comments you have before we move on to the next segment?
Gentlemen, I appreciate your show. Listen to you guys every day. Try to catch most of the shows. I spend a lot of time on the road. You guys make a long drive for me pretty pleasant.
Thank you so much, John.
Appreciate that,
I literally
John,
got
son.
goosebumps hearing you say that. We appreciate your support.
Hey, go blue.
Go blue, baby.
Go blue, and go blue and go Lions, baby. Let's go.
Have a great
Thank
drive.
you,
Drive
John.
safe, John. Get home safe.
I think here too as well. Shout out to John too.
That was awesome.
The four Homesmen. I think we got one more caller. We'll take this last caller. We'll go to break and come back. Do top 5 Thursday. Who's the last caller here of the night?
Last caller of the night is the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Hilton. Mike, you are live on air.
Mikey,
let's go, Mike.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
Can
up?
you hear
How
me?
you doing, Mike?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna try to make this a little quick. I'm gonna get to the point about Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
Kind of what I want to talk a little bit about, but just to kind of help you guys understand my mindset here a little. How I remember the 0-16 Lions. They sucked. They weren't easy to watch. But what I would do is I would focus on one player. At least enjoy how a particular player is doing. That was Calvin Johnson, probably goes without saying. And right now, our defense, I don't know what the hell to think about it. I don't know what I actually think about Aaron Glenn.
It's a polarizing conversation.
I would love to see him with more weapons, I remember even early on, and Dan Campbell, coach here, he was like, I don't know if we can actually evaluate this fucking team right now. So, but anyways, my point is, I watch Hutchinson most every play on defense, and I see a menace. I'm still pumped. I still have an Aiden Hutchinson jersey coming in the mail. Obviously, I want more sacks, but I still see a menace. And I just thought I'd say I'm still fucking pumped that we have Hutchinson.
I love that energy, Mike, because I'm with you too. The sacks aren't there. We need the sacks, but it's the lack of sacks are taking away from how good he is actually playing. Yes, do we expect
100%.
more out of him, especially as the number 2 pick? We probably do expect more sacks, but he is a difference maker on that defensive line. He is still the single guy that other opposing offenses game plan for. It's Aiden Hutchinson. And
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean,
Mike, no one.
I feel like I have one freaking guy to worry about right now. Hutch almost is our defense, and I'm I'm perfectly confident in how his career is going to be. I hope he stays a Lion the entire freaking time.
Yeah, I agree.
Fan.
I hope they pay him a ton of money and keep him in here because he's going to be one of the best in the league.
Forever.
And I still believe he'll win a Defensive Player of the Year, Mike.
He will. He will. And you
So do I.
he's been
Yeah,
working with.
I have full confidence.
He's been working this week a lot with Aaron Glenn and that defensive line coach, John Scott Jr., watching TJ Watt film and working on finding new ways to evade a double team because it's coming. It happens every single game. And they're realizing, hey, there might not be some help coming on the other side consistently, so we got to find new ways for you to break them.
Shout out, Mike. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you, Mike.
We really appreciate that. Mike Hilton is he is a dog in the chat. He is at almost every show. So shout out, Mike. Appreciate you a ton for that. All right, let's hit break. When we come back, we're getting our top 5 Thursdays. Dan Campbell.
Danny.
We're doing top 5 Dan Campbell moments. I at least have the list here.
I can't wait to see what you put here.
I threw a couple pictures in Slack too, so we have some things with it. But tell us about Dispo.
I will, because if you want to experience Dispo Romeo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere, head out to Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo for the first ever cannabis mall of its kind. They are open in Romeo Monday through Saturday till midnight. Not Sunday, but Monday through Saturday at midnight. Can it get any better than that? I don't think so. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Head to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
How would you like to win a $100K Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and purchase Cintron at your local Meijer store because Cintron is the healthier energy drink that tastes great so you can look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself. Enter now at drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
All right, welcome back into Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com, Woodward Sports Network, just in general. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. And we did have a lot more callers. We apologize. We wanted to get to a couple of these next segments that we have to talk about Top 5 Thursday. We didn't want to leave that out. And as well as we do have some Ben Johnson stuff. Maybe we'll take callers again tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll maybe pull out a full segment for that.
Some good callers.
Nick said he had a couple more callers coming in. So I do apologize if we didn't get to you. Make sure you guys tune back in tomorrow. We'll get to you tomorrow.
Booner, the man, he's turned around the entire Lions organization. And he's had some moments.
Dan Campbell.
I can't wait to see some of your top 5.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes.
I'm pretty broad on it because he's had so many. Like, if you take any coach, and real quick, too, if you guys can hit that like button. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys hit that like button, hit subscribe here. We're almost to 60,000 here as a network, so that'd be awesome if you guys haven't subscribed yet to subscribe to the channel. But, yeah, Dan Campbell. He's had some moments. I think if you looked at every head coach in the NFL, Dan Campbell probably has the longest list, and he's only been a coach for 3 years. Am I wrong on that?
Oh no, he's a moment. Oh, he's a walking moment.
So I've got some things. Some of them I have a couple of videos. What's the score?
Oh, it's 5-5.
Yeah,
You just got that reaction. I was like, it looked like he was about to score.
I thought we scored. Couple of these, I have some pictures. There's a couple we couldn't get the videos in regards to copyright, but I got some pictures and got a video too for one of them. But I'm gonna go backwards. We're doing top 5. I'm gonna start with 5. Number 5. This is kind of a broad one as well. I went with Dan Campbell's famous post-game speeches.
Just general post.
In general, the one that really gets me is the woo at the end of the game. That one, the $5 bill. At the end of the Packers last year when he says everything runs through Detroit now. Now let's go have a beer. Those ones. Dan Campbell's post game speeches. I don't know about you guys out there. I look forward to them every single week after a win. I love his post game. Something always big time happens in them after every single one.
Always.
I think you get some of the best Dan Campbell moments when it comes to those post-game speeches.
Booner, do those post-games, even if you don't see them before, knowing they're coming, does that motivate you in that Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid chug?
Dude.
Does that just bring out all the feels for you?
I don't think people realize when I do that, the Kool-Aid chug, I'm just not like, oh, whatever, let's go do this. Like, I'm buzzing. And my adrenaline is going from a Lions win. Like, when you guys see on the streams there, buzzing, hearts,
Booner doesn't fake it.
The Detroit Lions just won a football game, and they're on their way to 14 wins. Like, here we go. We're going for a Super Bowl. I have that Dan Campbell energy after a win. I feel like I'm a part of the team. Number 4. I went another kind of broad one as well. This is one that we could not play a video of, because it's on HBO. Every single one of Dan Campbell's Hard Knocks moment. I just put Hard Knocks. When Dan Campbell was on Hard Knocks, that man was a star. He had I don't know if you guys remember the videos after the show. He had all of those D's nuts jokes. I think did he fart in a video?
Probably.
He probably farted. They have those clips of him just making noises like, and he's like purring and stuff. He has the big the interview where he has that huge pause where he just like sits there for like 3 minutes and doesn't say a word. He has the one ass cheek and 3 toes saying. He has everything when it comes to Hard Knocks. That man was a star when it comes to Hard Knocks. So that's number 4 while he's in Detroit. Number 3, Jalen, do you have the picture with the helmet? Him with the helmet on?
Oh.
This is one of my favorite moments in Detroit.
The Grand Prix?
Not the Grand Prix. It's not just because he wore the helmet. It is because of the reaction after the helmet. This is after a little bit after he got the job, and national media went at this man. Look at Dan Campbell. Looks like a fool out there. People were just going at him.
Who's the fool now?
Shout out Joy Taylor.
Yeah, shout out, because she did.
I like her.
She really went at him.
Jalen, what do you like about her?
Her face.
Like Carissa Thompson.
Sorry, boys, got a little carried away there.
Booner.
All right, my second one here. I have another picture here for this one. I don't know. I feel like this was a huge moment in kind of his career, starting with Detroit. His very first win in Detroit. Minnesota Vikings at home, time running out, pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown for a touchdown. This is the reaction you get. The whole sideline erupts. Jared Goff, Dan Campbell hug. I feel like this is a moment that kind of turned the tables for the Lions. Whole kind of culture, as they were 10-1, I think, at the time. Things did not seem right. Everyone was going at Dan. Everyone was going at Goff, going at these players, and then they get this win, and the rest is history.
And since that moment, they just built off that moment, and their offense almost looks like it was born in that touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That might sound weird, but I just picturing that touchdown pass, it was low. He was in between 2 or 3 guys. Jared Goff snuck it through a little window, and they won on a pretty well-designed goal line play. That's what this offense has turned into. Just Ben Johnson just creating
that was a little after Ben
plan.
Johnson took over as well, a couple games after.
Exactly.
I'm thinking you guys all can guess my number 1 here.
What is it, Booner?
I've got a video for it. I'm not going to say it. We'll just play this Dan Campbell press conference here for you guys. This is the number 1 Dan Campbell moment in his history as a Detroit Lions head coach.
So this team's going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth, all right? And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down, all right? And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing, all right? That's going to be the mentality.
I'm ready to bite a kneecap, Broder.
I love that man.
when that happened, people were laughing. People were making merch for it. People thought that man was a joke. Now look at him. Now look what he's done with this Detroit Lions organization. Dan Campbell has flipped this whole organization around when he came into Detroit. That press conference right there, in the position we're in right now, 9-3. When we finished 8-2 last year, Broder, that right there, you look back at that and you're like, this is what this is all about. He said what he wanted to do when he went out there and did it. He changed his culture. That right there is the number one Dan Campbell moment. If anyone has anything better than that, please send it to me, because that right there is who he is about, and he's proven it.
He started, people were laughing at him, like you said, but now who's laughing now? We've literally seen this organization. The growth of this organization runs in parallel with how Dan Campbell looks and sounds in these press conferences. You can see the confidence in every one of his press conferences now compared to that, which is an epic press conference, don't get me wrong. But it's Dan Campbell wearing a tie, he's sweating, he's a little nervous. He's just so much more confident in himself and he was always confident, that's why he can go and do that, but he's sharp, he's put together. We have a hard time even figuring out what he's telling us. He's savvy now. Man, Dan Campbell, he's the right guy for this job, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. Couple people here in the chat with
what are they
that.
saying?
Phil said, what was he wearing? Peaceful Tim, Dan delivered the grit in a U-Haul.
I like that phrase.
There's just so many here. I love it. This is just like nostalgia, looking back at this Dan Campbell intro press conference and just seeing where he was there. That speech, like one of the most, to me, it was like it blew up. That speech was one of the biggest speeches from a head coach introduction press conference that I've ever seen. Everyone knew about this. Everyone was like, what's Dan going to do there? And then that year they start 0-10-1, and everyone thought he was a joke. And then now it's just grit all over Detroit.
Yes, big turnaround.
It is. It's
man.
huge.
Like that wings.
I want you guys too in the chat here. If you guys haven't yet, if we missed any Dan Campbell moments, throw those in there, so we know.
Brett Hendricks said that speech made Jimmy Fallon that night. I forgot that.
It made every single network. I think every news network, every sports network, everyone played it.
When he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, that speech is going to be played over and over and over again.
That's going to be one of the most historic speeches after he wins a Super Bowl.
I said it.
All right.
The Detroit Red Wings lose. Final score 6-5. Billy Husso absolutely blew it tonight. Looked horrible. I think you see what JT Compher does, playing offensively and defensively as a second line center. We missed his defense tonight.
OT got a point still, so we got a point. All right, let's hit it. Let's go to break. I'm going to tell you guys about Big Boy. Wintertime in Detroit, it is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort chicken bowl. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes, they are back. You can try the classic lumberjack or the Santa Fe garden. Also, they have the new apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. Top it all off with the new gingerbread shake for dessert. Make sure you stop over by your local Big Boy.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand, you offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust, now located on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Also, check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
All right, welcome in Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're on woodwardsports.com, thank you. If you're on the YouTube page, hit that like button for us, please. We appreciate all of you beautiful people tuning in here with us. We really do. Appreciate it a ton. Let's get this here real quick, Broder.
Yeah.
I'll throw it over to you because you got a great video, and actually it blew up on Twitter. Great video here, though, and great question in the locker room today.
Against the Saints, although we had a somewhat quiet game, a big touchdown, 2 catches for 49 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown broke Calvin Johnson's record for most receiving yards in his first 3 seasons with the team. Calvin had 3,071. St. Brown currently has 3,115. Calvin did that three seasons. He played 45 games. St. Brown's currently at 44. He still has a couple games to go, but if we're, you want to match up the games, St. Brown still beats him in a less amount of games. And think about couple games at the beginning of his career, 8 or 9 that he didn't really even play in. So St. Brown has had a really impressive 2-year stretch here. I asked him in the locker room today, what's that mean to you, Amon-Ra St. Brown? And this is the response he gave me. Amon-Ra, you passed Calvin Johnson for most receiving yards in your first 3 seasons with the Lions. What does that mean to you, if anything, passing a guy like that?
Man, it's an honor. It's a blessing. He's one of the greatest to ever play. So, man, just to be in the conversation with him is great. But I got a long ways to go, man. We got a long ways to go as a team, so he's got to keep pushing.
So to me, that's the perfect answer.
Great.
Like it's simple. He acknowledges how it is an important. Most players, they say they don't care about stats. They might not really care, but they care a little bit. Doing something like this, passing Calvin Johnson, he said, one of the best of all time, he passed him. Then he finished up saying, I got more work to do.
Yes.
I'm not in his category yet. This team's got more work to do. Amon-Ra St. Brown's the ultimate team player, but it's awesome to see him acknowledge passing one of the greats of all time.
He is one of the most selfless players on this football team.
Without a doubt.
And maybe in the NFL. It seems like he puts numbers up, he dominates, and he just continues to just act like he, at the end of the day, he is a late NFL draft pick. Like he's
4th round.
So like when you're sitting there and a guy like that who is like has probably been humbled a few, like if you're playing at USC, dominating, and you go in the 4th round, and you could tell he's very selfless and humbled by that because he memorized all those names before.
Yeah,
like he takes this so seriously, and that, like, I feel like his whole career, whether he goes out there and we give him a max contract, well deserved by the way, this summer, whatever happens, he starts to get paid, all of that. He's always going to be that guy with the chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
And he's always going to have that in him.
And it's huge. It's huge.
There's times where you feel like you have a player, and like when you give him that max deal and he earns it, that there's a lot of times where guys, like, they don't play that well after that. They drop off. They got their money. They get a little, they're like, oh, I'm good. I don't have to work as hard, and they end up playing bad. St. Brown is a guy, to me, that will dominate even after he gets paid.
Can't you picture him getting a big contract, and then after that, all right, I got to prove myself even. I got to prove that I deserve this money.
Yes.
I got to prove that I'm better than the next highest receiver. It is how he's built. It started with his dad. His whole family's built that way. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is really proving a lot of doubters wrong. He should work at Doritos with the size of chip on his shoulder.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Or Tostitos.
Let him cook.
What is it?
Lay's?
Lay's?
Yeah.
Or what about, let's go Detroit. Better Made.
With a fag.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, come on, man.
Pringles.
Get your chip knowledge.
Also, there was some. I don't know if you heard the Cameron in the background. Lions were bumping some music, some like '90s, 2000s hits.
Nice.
And they were jamming. Actually, a lot of my.
Now we're gonna get our video removed now, Broder. Thanks.
I don't think we posted that on Woodward Sports.
No, I'm saying on our YouTube.
Most of the videos that I got, on my phone, I couldn't even hear. J-Mo had an interview with J-Mo, couldn't hear a single word he was saying. They turned it down a little bit for Amon-Ra.
All right. And there was some music. I heard a couple other ones, and there was some good music playing. Let's do this too as well. I don't know if you saw this. Lucas actually tweeted this out.
I saw this.
I think he was watching. I can't remember what show it was. I can kind of go back here in these previous texts because I was texting with him in regards to it, and he put it in somewhere. But it was Colin Cowherd's show. I don't know what his show's called anymore. Those shows changed so much.
Herd.
The Herd. So on The Herd, I guess he was talking about it. Jalen, can you throw Lucas's tweet up there, though? This is about regarding Ben Johnson going to Carolina. So some things today, I don't know how true this is. I don't know what it is, but Lucas said you can officially shut down the Ben Johnson to Carolina rumors. Employees from the Panthers are reportedly reaching out to Johnson, explaining how clustered the situation in Carolina is and warning him to stay away. And that's a situation. I think he was watching The Herd, and they mentioned something in regards to that.
Interesting.
That is a situation to where I don't know what's going to happen in Carolina now. I can probably confidently tell you, and you want to know what's crazy? Is when everyone was saying Ben Johnson was leaving last year, I sat in that chair there on the heavyweights and confidently told everyone that Ben Johnson was going to be staying in Detroit. So that's where I'm at, Broder, where I think he's not going to Carolina. You will not see Ben Johnson in Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes, he might take another job, LA, Patriots, Bills, whatever it is. I still think he ends up in Buffalo if Sean McDermott. And there was stuff that came out on Sean today. It seems like he might be out. Everything's going wrong in Buffalo. So I think he ends up in Buffalo, but
yeah, I got to watch that.
Shut that Panther stuff down.
I got to watch that Colin Cowherd clip because I crossed it off at any chance of him going to Carolina with the Frank Reich situation, everything coming out of why that happened.
They need to sell.
Yeah, and the fact that he was down the path, not the Booner path, but he was down the path interviewing with Carolina last year, and something happened. He realized there are a lot of things at play, but he realized, I'm going to come back to the Lions. There might have been a little bit more to that, a little bit of negative, something he didn't want to deal with.
Phil, I typically agree with something you say in the chat. Ben Johnson is not ready for a head coach. No way. He's ready. He's the number one head coaching prospect in the NFL right now. And I think that's by like every single big-time writer, every single Adam Schefter. That's every single big-time person around the NFL right now has Ben Johnson as the number one prospect NFL head coach right now.
I hope Ben Johnson doesn't have himself as the number one, and maybe he wants, another
another year. But no matter what,
year.
even if he stays another year, he's going to be the number one wanted guy no matter what. Whether it's this year, next year, the year after, he's going to continue to be that guy wanted. All right, let's hit mailbag here. Drop all of your questions, Lions questions. If it's you want to know something about the locker room that Broder was in today, the coaches, whatever you want to know.
Dan Campbell's on the podium tomorrow, and a position coach likely on the defense. Probably they had Brunell earlier in the week. Maybe Shepard, he went last week. It might be John Scott talking defensive line. Maybe Dre Bly.
John Scott, actually, I would love that.
Yeah, maybe the DB coach. Shoot, I forgot. I'll think of his name when we come back.
But make sure you guys start dropping questions there.
Duker.
Let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams. All expenses paid suite to the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink live every home game at Eastern Market in Shed 5 for the Lions VIP tailgate party. It's a bash always. Come pregame with all your friends here at Woodward Sports and a ton of other Lions fans from around the city. Starts at 9:30, runs up until game time. It's a blast. We got food, we got drinks, we got entertainment, all included. Just head to bullseyeeventgroup.com to get your tickets right now.
All right, welcome back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. If you guys haven't yet, smack that like button for us. We're going to get into it here. A little bit of mailbag. Make sure you guys drop your questions. Let's see.
Freddie. Do you see Freddie's?
I don't. I'm going up to yours where you put the thing in. It's way up there.
I got you. Freddie says mailbag. Freddie Felt 313. Mailbag. I'm going to say all these, but we'll go around real quick and we'll get your answers. Mailbag. American or Lafayette Coney. Plain or barbecue, better made chips. Red Pop, Rock and Rye, or Moon Mist. Feels good to be home, boys. Great show as always tonight, fellas. Freddie Felt just got into Michigan. So first, American or Lafayette Coney Island? Booner.
I haven't had them in a little bit. I'm going to say American.
Ooh,
yikes,
interesting.
Boone.
No, that's okay.
Lafayette.
Lafayette, American, Nick?
Lafayette.
American, Lafayette?
L. Georgia, 6 Mile.
Not the question.
You know what we're gonna do
Lafayette.
for Woodward Nights?
Both of those are disgusting, bro.
I'm gonna ask.
That's fine.
I'm gonna ask Ryan if he can come with us one day, and we'll go film, and we'll go down there and we'll do a test, and we'll play it for like a small segment on the show.
All right.
We'll do that.
Love it.
We'll set up a time because I would like to do that. I haven't had it in a long time.
Are you a barbecue chip guy?
Better made barbecue chips are the best chip out there.
Do you know Rock and Rye? Fago?
Rock and Rye is the best one.
I hate Rock and Rye.
Rock and Rye.
I don't like Rock and Rye.
I love Rock
Tastes
and
like
Rye.
Red Pop, and I'm not a Red Pop fan.
I'm not sure what Moon Mist is.
Oh, Moon Mist is the best. It's like a Mountain Dew. It's a Fago Mountain Dew, basically.
Oh, it's Fago Moon Mist?
Yep.
I'm going to look at a picture.
It's great.
Fago Moon Mist.
It is.
Okay,
great.
yeah, it looks like just like Mountain Dew.
It's not that. It's pretty good.
Do the do.
It's basically Mountain Dew just for that. Red Pop can't do Red Pop. I had a bad experience growing up with Red Pop. I drank it and I just threw up everywhere.
Red Pop.
So ever since then, I haven't done it.
Got you.
Never tried. I'm a, what's the word?
Degenerate?
PTSD or whatever it is when I think of.
I got the same exact thing with a raspberry Smirnoff.
Yep, it's the worst.
Can't drink it.
Captain Morgan.
I'll never have it again.
Ooh, that's a bad one to have.
Yeah.
Because it's like so versatile.
It was a college. Yep, that was a college drink.
Shout
Captain
out
Morgan
Freddie
was
for that.
Sprite. Captain and Sprite. Mike Hilton, mailbag. Do you honestly think Ben Johnson, there's any chance that he stays?
I'm going to give a percentage here. I'm going to say 25%.
Okay, that's pretty high.
I think depending on how the year ends, if they maybe fall short and he does, because like really think about this, fellas. We all talk about how like this year, yes, they can make a run, but it's not likely because of these teams ahead of you. Next year is that kind of jump to making it, and you do see a lot of OCs kind of stay, like the 49ers a little bit. They have gotten rid of a lot. There has been times where OCs and DCs have kind of stayed in positions when that program's getting built until they can go to the Super Bowl, until they can feel that, because that is a big step. If you can get that feeling and see how it is to kind of get to that next step in a organization, and then he could take that to the next place he goes, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, hey, let me take one more year. Let's try and go win a Super Bowl in Detroit, and then I'll go take that job. That's how the only way that I think it can happen.
How about this to add on? Phil just posted a question. Mailbag: does he take Goff with him, or does Goff find a way to trap? Like depending on how you word the question, I think it's an interesting scenario. Depending on how it all plays out, like if I were Goff, I'd want to play under Ben Johnson, even if it means going to a new place. But what do you think about that?
No,
it's just too many moving pieces.
You know who I'm more worried about him taking with them is some of these assistants.
Interesting.
That's kind of who I'm more. If he takes Tanner with him to be his OC, and that was supposed to be our next OC, that's where I'm like, okay, this is we can't.
That's a very good point. And I'm pulling this out of nowhere, but I feel like Ben Johnson, having come up the rank, like he was Tanner Angstrom. So I feel like he'll be like, hey, you guys gave me this opportunity. I'm not going to poach the next guy up.
I get that, but he might look at that, and then even if he goes and he's like, hey, Kelvin, I need a DC. Want to come? Like,
that's where maybe there may be a better point in there, too. He looks on, like, the defensive end. Interesting.
He's going to look at some of these coaches that he's been. You see that a lot when guys build their staffs. They start looking at these different things, and they bring in people they know. That's what you're comfortable. You're building your own organization. That's what Dan Campbell would do. Dan Campbell came here, brought AG from New Orleans, brought different guys from different spots. Ben Johnson was in Miami with him. Like
you travel with coaches you're comfortable with.
Yes, like these guys were all in New Orleans with them, and he brought these guys with him. So there's that side of things as well.
How do you interpret this question? Lorena Rios, mailbag, top 5 fingers. I'm gonna say
thumb number 1.
Oh, so you went right to the hand. See, I immediately went chicken fingers, lady fingers, fingerling potatoes.
I don't know what that is.
People are in here making fun of White Castle, and I am very offended.
White Castle.
Did you guys see my tweet when they gave me all that food that one time?
What happened?
Bro, I got like 20 sliders by like mistake.
That sounds like a
and
good
I
mistake
ate
to
like
me.
17 of them.
Yeah, what happened about?
It's like they
what
gave
happened
them
about
to me.
4 hours later?
Nothing. I'm immune to it. I eat that shit like every other like few days or so, like 2 o'clock.
I'm not a big White Castle fan. It's good. It's nasty, but it's good. I like the frozen
I'm not
White
judging,
Castle.
just like to
Underrated.
shoot straight.
Frozen, like the frozen stuff from the grocery store.
Yeah.
I think they can get at the
White
underrated.
Castle? Yeah,
You
get
can
that.
only
Yeah,
eat
I've
it at
gotten
night
before.
though. You can't eat it in like for like 2 in the afternoon.
No, it's a late night snack for sure. White Castle is.
Yeah.
Got you.
White Castle's good too.
Yeah.
Harold and Kumar went there. They found
Great
it.
movie, by the way.
Yes. Lorena, the slider down and away is coming for you.
Oh, this is a great one. The name really gets me. Suspenseful Habits, I think. It's just spelled out really weird.
Yeah.
Chances Robert Saleh is our next DC. I said that a couple months ago and got laughed at because people were like, there's no way he leaves the Jets. But things are starting to get a little messed up in New York. And
dicey.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it wouldn't shock me if they're like, let's move on from Robert. And let's kind of move on in the next direction. And AG leaves. And then it's like, hey, Robert, want to come back home? Come home. Literally, come home. It's from Dearborn. Right?
Yeah.
Come home. That's a great DC.
He wanted the Lions head coaching job so bad. He was him versus Dan Campbell. He'd come back, I think.
I think he would 100%.
Take a year reset with the team that
that
likely
would be
next year.
And before we end this real quick, Detroit Supremacy said, will Easy actually pay me when he loses our bet? I think Detroit Supremacy has the same bet. He will pay you, by the way. I do think he has the same bet, though, as you do, the top 5 MVP votes. I think that's why I called it out. I think it's the exact same bet.
I'm with Supremacy.
Yeah. I don't know what the bet is. I can't remember what you guys bet, but Easy will pay up.
Easy's got to find the clip.
He will pay up. Yeah, you guys have to have the clip because Broder still owes me a pizza, and I
haven't seen that clip either.
I didn't get the clip. I do have witnesses though.
Just find the clip and I'll pay you a pizza.
It's so far back now. I don't remember what show it was.
It's so hard to do work to get paid.
We've done 100 shows.
We've done 61.
60?
Damn.
You want to go through
Have we
60
really?
shows to get a pizza you owe me?
Yeah, well, it would have been before the year, so we did 2 shows before the year. It's probably one of those.
Nick, did we make a pizza bet?
You guys did originally.
Who won?
Booner.
Yeah, and I just find the clip.
also-
I just want to be very clear. I just want to see the clip.
Before we get out of here, Patrick Kane hit the post twice. A little rusty coming back. We probably would have won if he would have scored. But, we got faith in Patty Kane here in Detroit. He's going to be just fine. He'll net the next one.
Yeah, you will. Shout out Patrick Kane. All right, that'll do it for us
Slide
tonight.
it down and away.
We still got Detroit Red Wings still got a point. We're going to be back tomorrow with our Lions pregame show. Everything Detroit Lions tomorrow for getting ready for this Bears week. FTB, baby. FTB. On our way out, can we just get all FTBs in the chat? We appreciate you guys. Tune in tomorrow morning, Woodward Show. BDE to follow, E&E, heavyweights, and then we will be back at 8 p.m. Love you guys. We'll see you guys
Toodles,
tomorrow.
my G's.